Hey folks, it's RRPG here, and I'm back to share with you my thoughts on the PlayStation press conference that's been run by Sony. And the first thing we're going to talk about is Killzone 3. Well, what can I say? It's Killzone. But it actually looks very good. I mean, I think it looks a lot better than Killzone 2. I mean, it's adding 3D support, which technically I'm not very enthused by. I mean, I'm more enthused with the 3DS, but 3D technology for a console, when you have the new 3D HD TVs, I think it's a little too early for that. But we'll have to see about that when the time comes. I mean, it's continuing the story after it takes place of Killzone 2, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the story ends, and I'm liking the gameplay when you fight against the Hellgas soldiers in the first-person perspective. So I'd say Guerrilla Games has another win on its hands. So I'll be looking out for that in 2011. Now, the Sly Collection. This is the second PlayStation brand that is getting an HD re-release, where the first one was the God of War Collection. Now Sly Cooper's coming in the mix. Boss! Man, personally I have not played the Sly Cooper games, and shame on me, but at least it's not too late to start now, right? I mean, it's coming to the PS3, so yippee! And the next game is iPet. It's kind of like a PlayStation Eye game in the vein of Connectimals that's coming out on the 360, so pass. But here's one that I'm actually looking forward to, and it's called Heroes on the Move. And this is where some of our favorite PlayStation mascots are coming together for this epic crossover. I mean, you have Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, and Sly Cooper. And they're all going to work together to defeat the forces of evil within their worlds. It's like the enemies from their own universes have decided to join forces against them. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what the basic plot's going to be, but just thinking about it, you know, as one of the exclusive PlayStation Move games from Sony's brand toward the core audience, heck yes! Okay, now let's talk about Kevin Butler. I will admit, the guy cracked me up. I liked his enthusiasm, his sense of humor, and I really enjoyed his motivational speech about PlayStation gaming. So it kind of added in some points, you know, from becoming too stale, but you know what I'm talking about. It didn't even drag like Microsoft. So I thought Kevin Butler was actually good to give in his own 2 cents and to try to raise everybody's spirits about gaming, especially on the PlayStation. So good job, guy. Meet Marcus. I think this is the next big thing that's going to be in sync with Kevin Butler to, you know, try to raise the bar more with PSP games. And, you know, looking at the advertisements, I can say that it actually works quite well, you know, along with the Kevin Butler advertising campaign. So we'll just see how that plays in the future. Invisimals, a game where you're playing with this like PlayStation Eye device on a PSP, but you're playing with animals on it? Oh gosh, may I say it's another Connectimals clone ripoff? I mean, we already played, you know, Nintendogs, for crying out loud, and that was actually a pretty fun game, but now you're bringing it into consoles on HD platforms that's more intended for the casual crowd? Fail. Okay, let's talk about the new PSP games that are coming out. We have Ace Combat, Aerial Assault, or what is it called? Oh, Joint Assault, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and I mean, you also have Gravity Crash Portable, Patapon 3, The Third Birthday, and so many others that I'm actually looking forward to. I mean, PSP has some good games that's coming up, but most of them are third-party titles, but hey, what can you expect? I mean, I do like third-party games, especially some of the Square Enix games like the Star Ocean re-releases and the Final Fantasy games that come out for it. So, hey, what can you expect? I'd love to play more on the PSP. Now the Tester's getting a second season. Yay! Sarcasm. Little Big Planet 2. Now, Little Big Planet, it was a big hit, and I would expect no less for the sequel. I mean, it says it's a genre for genres, and you can create many different games within it. I mean, you could create an RPG, a racing game, sports, action, just almost anything. And just by looking at the gameplay footage that they showed at the Sony press conference, I was just blown away by the amount of, you know, creativity and content that the game offers. It's like Media Molecule is pushing the envelope to make this game a much broader and huger success than the first game. So I am definitely going to pick this up when it comes out later this year. PlayStation Plus. So this is Sony's own subscription service that they've been talking about. I mean, it's like the Xbox Live with its membership, so nothing new. I mean, you do get content that comes in with this subscription service and some free patches, free add-ons, all that, blah, 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 blah. So basically same thing, so nothing new. Final Fantasy XIV. I played Final Fantasy XI online, never really got into it. It was an EverQuest clone, but hopefully with Final Fantasy XIV, if they take the approach of World of Warcraft or Dragon Age Origins, then you have me sold. Mafia 2. Don't really care. Don't like 2K games that much. I mean, I'm sure there are people that actually like 2K games, but I don't. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I liked Assassin's Creed 2, so definitely going to pick up this game because of its multiplayer and its single-player campaign. I mean, second game just did a complete 180 over the first game, and I would expect no less for the sequel. And it seems that the story about Ezio is continuing. Gran Turismo 5. I've been looking forward to this game ever since the PS3 came out, and what can I say about Gran Turismo 5? It looks beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, the visuals look over the top, and I've heard that this game is actually the most expensive, has the most expensive budget of $60 million. Most expensive game ever made, and rightfully so, because just look at the game. It almost looks real. It's like the third game to push the PS3's capabilities, graphics-wise. And it still has that Gran Turismo feel from the older games of yesteryear. So I'm definitely going to pick that up, and besides, Gran Turismo is probably my most favorite racing simulation game on the planet. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. No questions asked, or no answers as to why. I just like it. It's really fun. Infamous 2. What can I say? Cole is coming back to kick some ass. And it's time for him to play superhero again, and I like the first game. Definitely thought it was very good. I mean, despite the rave reviews it's been getting, I thought it was still a fun game to play. And hopefully this one will be better, and have better visuals, and better gameplay than, exactly it'll still have that same appeal as the first game, and hopefully it will expand more on the storyline. Now the whole world is going to unite against Cole. Well, they better watch out when 2011 comes. And finally, the biggest surprise from Sony's press conference is Twisted Metal. Oh, David Jaffe, you sneaky little bastard. You told us that you weren't working on a new Twisted Metal game, but boy, what a lying sack of poo you are. You were too. I mean, it was cool to see Sweet Tooth on the PS3. I mean, the Twisted Metal games have been big hits ever since the PS1 and the PS2, but now the transition to PS3, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to more car carnage, if you know what I'm talking about. So, Twisted Metal on the PS3, definitely gotta check it out. So, what can I say about Sony? They actually did much better than Microsoft, but I still think that they don't even reign king this year. I mean, Nintendo did much better, but Sony actually did not do bad. I mean, they had lots of good hits with half of their exclusive titles and half of their multi-platform, but the third-party titles, where most of them are going to be multi-platform, by the way. But it delivered with some promise. So definitely a lot better than Microsoft. I think it ranks second this year, and Nintendo ranks first. So, Sony, you're a good company, but overall, you just got second this year. But hey, you didn't do bad. But anyway, those are my impressions on the big three E3 press conferences that took place. Be sure to be on the lookout as I give you my impressions on the trailers coming out from the many different third-party developers and first-party developers of this year. And we'll see how it goes from there and what I think. And then at the end of this week, I'll be sure to give to you my recap of my summary on what I thought of E3 this year. So anyway, guys, you take care of yourselves. Have a good night. This is Double RPG, and I'll see you later.